In the ancient land of Canaan, in the heart of Hebron, lived a young man named Joseph. At 17, he was the apple of his father Jacob's eye. To show his special affection, Jacob gifted him a magnificent robe, a coat of many colors, richly ornamented and unlike any his brothers had. This gift, meant as a token of love, became a symbol of envy. The favoritism didn't stop there. Joseph was also a dreamer, and his dreams were no ordinary visions. One night, he dreamed he and his brothers were binding sheaves of grain in a field. Suddenly, his sheaf stood upright, and his brothers' sheaves gathered around and bowed down to it. He shared this dream, and his brothers' resentment grew. Soon after, another dream came. This time, he saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars all bowing down to him. When he told his family, even his father Jacob rebuked him, though he quietly pondered what these dreams could mean. For his brothers, however, this was the last straw. Their jealousy festered into a dangerous hatred. One day, Jacob sent Joseph to check on his brothers, who were grazing their flocks near Dothan. From a distance, they saw him coming, his vibrant robe a beacon of their father's favor. "Here comes the dreamer," they sneered. Their bitterness boiled over into a dark plot. At first, they planned to kill him and throw him into a pit, but Reuben, the eldest, convinced them to spare his life and just leave him in an empty cistern, secretly planning to rescue him later. Before Reuben could return, a caravan of Ishmaelite traders appeared on the horizon, heading toward Egypt. Judah, another brother, saw an opportunity. "What will we gain if we kill our brother?" He argued, "Let's sell him to the Ishmaelites." And so, for 20 shekels of silver, the price of a slave, they sold their own flesh and blood. Joseph, stripped of his beautiful robe, was bound and led away, his pleas lost to the desert wind, to cover their horrific crime. The brothers took Joseph's robe, slaughtered a goat, and soaked the garment in its blood. They brought the tattered, stained coat back to their father. Jacob's heart shattered. He recognized it instantly. "It is my son's robe," he cried out in anguish. "A ferocious animal has devoured him. Joseph has surely been torn to pieces." Jacob mourned for days, inconsolable, believing his beloved son was gone forever, swallowed by the grave. Little did he know, Joseph's journey, though born from betrayal, was just beginning. It was a path that would lead him from a pit of despair to the pinnacle of power, all part of a plan far grander than anyone could have imagined. Welcome back to our journey through history's most epic tales. Today, we're in ancient Canaan, in the sun-drenched fields of Hebron, where a story of dreams, betrayal, and destiny begins. Our story starts with a young man named Joseph, just 17 years old. He's the 11th of 12 sons, but he's clearly his father Jacob's favorite. To show his affection, Jacob gives Joseph a stunning gift, a richly ornamented robe, a coat of many colors that sets him apart from his brothers. This robe isn't just a piece of clothing, it's a symbol of favor, and it plants the first seeds of jealousy in his brothers' hearts. But it's not just the coat. Joseph starts having powerful, vivid dreams. In his first dream, he sees himself and his brothers binding sheaves of grain in a field. Suddenly, his sheaf stands upright, and his brothers' sheaves gather around and bow down to it. He tells his brothers, and you can imagine their reaction. "Are you really going to reign over us?" They sneer. Their resentment grows deeper. Then comes a second dream, even grander than the first. This time, Joseph dreams that the sun, the moon, and 11 stars are all bowing down to him. When he shares this one, even his father Jacob is taken aback, though he quietly reflects on its meaning. For the brothers, however, this is the last straw. Their jealousy turns into pure hatred. They can't stand the sight of this dreamer, this favored son. The tension finally boils over in the fields of Dothan. Jacob, unaware of the deep animosity, sends Joseph to check on his brothers, who are grazing their flocks far from home. As they see him approaching from a distance, wearing that famous colorful robe, their hatred ignites. Here comes the dreamer. They mutter to one another, "Let's kill him and throw him into one of these cisterns." They plot to tell their father that a wild animal attacked him. That way, they think they'll see what becomes of his precious dreams. But Reuben, the eldest brother, has a flicker of conscience. He persuades them not to kill Joseph directly. "Let's just throw him into this empty cistern in the wilderness," he suggests, secretly planning to come back later and rescue him. So, when Joseph arrives, they violently strip him of his beautiful robe and throw him into a dry, dark pit. As the brothers sit down to eat, a caravan of Ishmaelite traders on their way to Egypt appears on the horizon. Judah, another brother, sees an opportunity. "What will we gain if we kill our brother and hide his blood?" He asks, "Let's sell him to the Ishmaelites. After all, he is our brother, our own flesh and blood." The others agree. It's a chillingly practical decision. They pull a terrified Joseph out of the pit and sell him, their own brother, for 20 shekels of silver. With Joseph gone, sold into slavery, and carted off to a foreign land, the brothers must complete their deception. They take Joseph's magnificent robe, slaughter a goat, and dip the coat in its blood. They bring the stained, torn garment back to their father, Jacob. "We found this," they say, "with feigned innocence. Examine it to see whether it is your son's robe." The moment Jacob sees it, his world shatters. He recognizes it immediately. "It is my son's robe." He cries out in agony. A ferocious animal has devoured him. Joseph has surely been torn to pieces. Consumed by grief, Jacob tears his own clothes and mourns for his beloved son for many, many days. His family tries to comfort him, but he refuses to be comforted, vowing to carry his sorrow to the grave. Jacob believes his favorite son is dead, a victim of a tragic accident. His treacherous sons stand by, their terrible secret locked away, and Joseph, stripped of his home, his family, and his freedom, is on his way to Egypt, a slave with an unknown future. His dreams seem to have led him not to glory, but to a living grave. But this is not the end of Joseph's story. It is only the beginning. Thanks for watching. If this story captivated you, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter of this incredible saga. We'll see you next time.